That's nice. Hey, I'm Regina Bryant, and I'm the director of JADE. I loved it. I knew I would love it too. It was amazing, and I was really excited to start filming. But I think when I first read it for the first time in my life, I didn't read it from an actor lens. It was a director lens, and I was already in my head about, okay, is the transition going to work? How are we going to shoot that? How are we going to film that? So I was definitely reading it in a technical mindset, but I still thought it was amazing overall. The pre-production process was a huge learning curve for me. I had experienced everything that I needed to do before in terms of shot lists, storyboards, mood board, character analysis for all the characters. I've done it before, but in a class setting, so doing it on a bigger film for me was really exciting, and I learned a lot during that process. I will say that pre-production was when I was probably the most overwhelmed in terms of solidifying crew members, making sure all 9 cast members and crew could all be available at the same time and film at the right times together. Certain things falling through, or just the growing pains of being or doing an independent short film. By the time that the DP and I, Charlie, had locked in a shot list, I started to be able to breathe, and I was really excited because at this point I'm like, we have a film. I mean, it's not, on camera, but we have a film in our mind, and there was a vision and a clear plan. We couldn't do a table read just once with the whole entire cast. So I had to do, there was a week where I had a Zoom, or maybe even 2 Zooms every day of doing a table read for each scene. I would have to, correlate schedules with the 2-3 actors that's in one scene, and that was what I felt like was my element, the acting part, because I am an actress myself, so that was really fun to work with other actors, kind of see what they brought to the character, us to bounce ideas off of each other. It was a lot of fun. It was igniting a new passion within myself. I always knew that I would love to direct, and I've done it once before, just like I mentioned, not on this big of a scale. So it was so fulfilling and rewarding to be there and kind of lead the pack, lead the crew and coach the actors. Everyone was very professional, very fun to work with. We created something dynamic, complex, interesting, and it was just a lot of exhilarating moments. I don't think there's one specific moment I could probably pinpoint as the most stressful, but I will say wearing a lot of hats throughout the project at some points created frustration within myself, because big directors come with huge crews, they come with huge budgets. So being a part of a smaller film where you have friends and artists that are growing and developing together, you find yourself having to play more roles than a typical director would. So I was my own first AD, a producer, craft services, communicating with the actors. I made the call sheets, all that jazz. So when there was an issue in each department, I guess, at the same time, that's where it would become stressful, because I was the one having to handle it all. But I also think that's a part of what made it so rewarding. Being specific, detailed, and intentional about your storytelling. Us as artists and creatives, our whole entire job is to tell stories and to move an audience, to make an impact, to make people laugh, whatever it is that you have a goal of. That's our job. So I think as a director, being able to have a clear vision of how you want to portray that, how you want to go about it, and then communicating effectively to your crew members and your cast in order to collectively make that happen is, wow, it's golden. Charlie Jones, Love Jones Productions. It was great. He is a great DP. I believe this was his first, what do you call it? Narrative? Is that what you call it? You can help me out. Yeah. I believe this is his first time doing cinematography for a short film, and I wouldn't be able to tell. Working with him was so easy. From the moment I met him and I bounced ideas off of each other so fast. And by the time we were on set, we got into a groove of learning how the other communicates and thinks. So, literally by day 3, my brain would become mush, and I'd be able to be like, so we have to, but it's not like, he'd be like, oh yeah, gotcha. And we just were able to communicate better. I think we make a great team. Working with him made it so much easier. He's very positive, and he was the voice of reason of being like, let's figure out how we can make it happen. And that was a really great energy. Do I look forward to directing in the future? no. Just kidding. I definitely do. It was a lot of fun, like really a lot, but I don't think I will be directing anytime soon. Shout out to all them film directors out there. It is not a job for the weak. It is definitely a very important and big role to take on, and it was very rewarding. But also as an actress doing my own auditions and my own projects, I think I want to focus on that for right now, and sometime down the line, direct again. Make sure to tune in to JADE 2.